It is Monday evening. It's almost 5:30. A little later for my evening live reading session, but not too much so. I usually go live on Instagram after I talk here. So tonight I'm going to read from today's blog. Um, I think the past couple of days I went back in the vault and pulled out some stuff from maybe a year or so ago. I don't remember what I read yesterday. So, a couple notes that I'm working on my reading. Free will and stuff, you just free will. You make mistakes. It's part of the, uh, almost in the description of freewheeling. But when I read from my blog, for whatever reason, it doesn't come across quite the way I always like it to, or would like it to. So I'm going to take it slow and read through it. Today's blog post, our brand new friend, War of Spice, who's got a wonderful channel, by the way. If anyone happens to pop in and catch this live, or comes back and watches this later, definitely check him out. Really good stuff on the channel. I'm going to be diving in myself and exploring everything that's offered there. So, today's post is on a purposeful smile, which is actually what the blog post is called. And I was talking with somebody yesterday about working with bodily stress and releasing it. Some through using Yoga Nidra, the deep yogic sleep, but also just doing a body scan, going through your body, feeling, sensing, listening, where there's any tension, where there's any tightness, where anything feels ill at ease. And simply, instead of even trying to relax, because if you try to relax, you're putting effort, you're putting tension into the process. Simply smile. Smile at that area and let it release completely on its own. Don't try to do anything. Don't try to alter anything. Let all that happen just by the energy of a smile. And it got me thinking of how powerful a smile actually is for us as well as for others. And it's much like pranayama. This is the yoga of a smile, that we have the breath, pranayama, to alter our mood, to alter our physiology, to alter our sense of being, just with the breath. It's the same tool that we have with a smile. We can do that anytime. Or if Spice says, learning just to be. Exactly. Which should be so natural for us. And at one time it was, but life has a tendency to build upon that base layer. And we have image after image after image that we put up that we can no longer just be. Now we're doing. We're human doings versus human beings. And that's a hard habit to break. But the way you break any habit is to alter the energy of the habit itself. Alter the energy of the moment that calls for whatever it is that we're addicted to shift. We don't cause that to happen. We simply, again, alter the energy and we allow things to happen. So that's what this post is based upon. And I hope I can bring some purposeful energy and take my own advice and smile when I feel like I'm stumbling through my own words. So, a purposeful smile. There are many benefits to a purposeful smile, not forced, but brought to the lips with an intent to heal both mind and body while nourishing the soul. Not only that, but offering a smile to others as a practice, a spiritual gift, could actually change the world. One of my yoga instructors would often allude to the healing power of a smile, urging us to gently curve our lips through the completion of the pose, a reminder to relax and place the emphasis less on effort and more on the grace of easy motion. And noted Zen teacher Thich Nhat Hahn based a series of mindfulness meditations on smiling, knowing how powerful this action truly is. In troubling times, maybe the best we can do for ourselves and others is simply smile. A purposeful smile doesn't mean that it's not genuine. We bring it to our lips with a sincerity to feel better, just wishing ourselves and others an opportunity to heal. This is no small gift, as our intent is rewarded with the release of serotonin and other natural mood-altering hormones, almost instantly relieving stress and lowering our blood pressure. As well, our immune function improves with the release of stress. We're inducing a deep healing ritual that begins in the immediacy of a smile. Spiritually, a genuine smile is a gesture of love. As St. Teresa of Calcutta wrote, "Peace begins with a smile," and this is what we offer each other through this act of purposeful smiling. Again, this isn't a practice that requires any effort. Our smiling is a sincere gesture, a silent namaste given to friends and strangers, a spontaneous in its kindness. It's considered a practice only because the stress of everyday life so often leaves us spiraling downward, with everything we hope for seeming so distant from where we find ourselves right now. A smile is what we can do in the present moment, an instant change in any situation that lights us from within, with even the slightest healing being continuous in its blessing. This is by no means an answer to our problem. It's only a small but genuine gesture. Yet it's the simplest, best thing we can do right now, powerful and purposeful in its intent to heal. So, that was today's blog. And honestly, I try to keep my writing brief. Brevity is the practice of my writing. But I really could have went on with so many aspects. Just the power of smiling. And the fact that curving our lips upwards changes the physiology of our body, changes the biochemical structure of our body, changes our breath, changes our posture. And it's the simplest, best thing that we can do. It's even simpler than pranayama, where one, we have to know a proper breathing pattern, requires a little more effort. Smiling is natural. We can just do it. And there is such a thing. I sort of hate using the phrase fake it till you make it, because there really is no fake smile. Just that gesture, even if it has yet to touch the heart, just that gesture begins to change the physiology and the biochemistry of the body. So you're not faking it. You're doing the ritual first. It's alchemy. Everything changes from there. Our friend Duncan Walsh, Fitness Motivation is here. Duncan, how are you? And Horror of Spice says, powerful yet humble. Very nice. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. So that phrase, fake it till you make it, doesn't truly apply here. Because again, you're not faking it. You're using that ritual to bring about change. It's like lighting a candle. I like that alchemical process the best. Duncan says, good. Hope you are too. I have seen people smile with their mouth, but not their eyes. Yes, that can happen. I've seen that too. But I gotta wonder, is it an actual smile? Because to me, a smile is a gesture. It has, I've seen people smile with cruelty before, because for them, cruelty is the issue itself, and it brings them this certain sense of pleasure when they see something bad happen to another, or they wish something bad happened. But here, a purposeful, genuine smile, and It's a little different because there's an intent with it. It's just like the word namaste, which I mentioned, that um, the divinity within me or the light within me salutes the light within you. And you could say that with a sarcastic, nasty tone, but if you put the emphasis on love and respect when you say it, even if you don't feel it, it begins to bring about that change. Duncan says, you mentioned about monetization on a previous video, but I couldn't seem to comment. Yeah, I remember that. It was deleted. Do you want me to post the message here now? You could post it here now, or after I share this. Well, yeah, I guess you couldn't do it in the comment section. I was going to suggest that. So I guess, yeah, here is probably the best place to do it. I'm probably going to talk for 4 or 5 more minutes. Or of spice, I remain pleasant and sweet as much as possible. You know what? This is our first conversation, but I get the sense that's your natural essence. No one's like that all the time, but the fact that you remain pleasant and sweet as much as possible, to me, speaks that it's who and what you are. It's, I love the analogy when you squeeze an orange, all you ever get is orange stuff. You get orange juice, you get orange pulp, you get the essence of an orange, you get crushed orange peel, you get the orange itself squeezed. You can't squeeze it and never get peach stuff. You can't squeeze it and never get pineapple stuff. It's always going to be orange. When you squeeze, when life squeezes, when pressure squeezes, when stress squeezes, someone who is steeped in genuine joy and love and kindness, that's what comes out. Love, kindness, joy. Again, that natural namaste. Does that mean that stress doesn't sometimes get the better? Not at all. It's life. We're human. I always get my philosophers confused. Was it Kierkegaard? He said, and I mentioned this morning, nothing human is alien to me. I've been meditating for over 30 years, practicing yoga even longer, pranayama. I take that practice of smiling seriously, as well as having just a deep desire to be kind, because I'd rather be kind. I remember years ago in the 90s reading from Wayne Dyer, when given a choice, and we always have a choice, it is better to be kind than to be right. You can always believe that you're right and walk away, but kindness is what really matters. To show someone, hey, I'm right and you're wrong, means I have to make them wrong. And who wants that? There's a better way to teach people. There's a better way to show people. Duncan said, Duncan says, let's see. If you're looking to monetize the channel, I think the best bet is Patreon. I've heard of that. I might have even tried to set one up one time for my blog. You set up an account there and post videos, podcasts, etc., and people pay a monthly or annual subscription. I have deep, deep doubt that someone wants to pay to hear me do this. I think. Duncan says you may want to focus on the yogic side. I do agree with that 100%. Or whatever you want. Subscription can be a few dollars a month or more depending on what you offer. Or if Spice says, namaste, back to work. Namaste to you, my friend, and I really appreciate you stopping by. And I will be exploring your channel quite a bit. Duncan says, certainly worth exploring. I will not do it for my channel. I will do it for my channel once I get my training program ready. and get the time free from other work I have. That would be interesting. Duncan, you should write a book. You have a lot to offer, or a video series, getting from point A to point B in your training. Let's see. Duncan says, at the moment, the subscribers you have in this channel, I hate to say, may not be genuine from the Fiverr guy, as it's not reflecting the views. I would agree with that as well. Although I hope to further build the genuine base, and I've been a lot of recent subscribers have been through working with just sharing other people's stuff, and James Skype and doing that, going there and interacting, such as Horror of Spice, I just met today. Duncan says, I think in terms of monetizing, unless you have an actual Busy Dad type program to sell market, it's difficult to monetize this side of things. So you're saying that trying to market, to say that, hey, here is an upper middle-aged bald guy, half naked, doing burpees in his basement with wood paneling, and then talking about weird stuff, isn't a viable marketing program? I find that hard to believe, Duncan. Duncan says, whereas you have a lot to offer with your yogic expertise and meditation techniques, as well as perhaps mental health implication of it, you're hitting a lot of key points. And although, burpees will always be an emphasis, although I'm thinking about making a kettlebell sport comeback. As soon as my back is 100%, I'm going to say it's like 65% right now. Trending in the right direction, as long as I don't do something stupid. Curbing my enthusiasm for throwing in some yoga poses, extra yoga poses. Keeping squats to a minimum. I could be 100% maybe by summer. Duncan says live streams of actual yoga moves may work well for that audience as well. Just a few thoughts anyway. I appreciate the thoughts. And I do agree. I'm not sure. Again, the subscriber count, I don't know how many are genuine, but they count in the count to get there. So all I need now are hours, watch hours, and it's slowly getting there, slowly building up. And I do like the emphasis on yoga, which makes up probably 90% of my live streams, and reading later in the day from my blog, which is generally yoga based or meditation based or something along those lines, and the nature shorts. And for me, I include nature as part of yoga. It's just watching a 30-second clip of a bird induces the same sense, induces the same biochemicals as 10 minutes of meditation or breath work or pranayama. You're having the same stress relieving benefits from even watching secondhand nature. So I hope to build more of an audience with that, and the yoga talk, and the burpee stuff now is more for fun, and because I have some very meaningful, genuine relationships with my burpee friends, the burpee community, and hey, they're the ones that have made the channel what it is, for whatever that's worth. So what I hope to do is see if there's a market for me, That's a gamble. That's a big gamble. I'm going to share my stuff. I'm going to think of it as this is all art, and I'm doing the art stuff out there. The conversations, the nature shorts, reading from my blog, burpees themselves. And even in the burpees, I'm trying to take a yogic approach. The nasal breathing makes everything more mindful. Um, so we'll see. I appreciate all that. And I am going to look up the Patreon account. Duncan says he may be surprised people would pay, especially for yoga advice, meditation, mental health talks. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're probably usually right. I've mentioned that before in the training videos. So I'm going to talk it over with the boss, which is Mocha, because she generally has really sound advice. I have a feeling that she's probably going to agree with you 100%. And I do love talking about the whole mental health, from proper sleep hygiene to why to have a meditation practice, why practice pranayama, getting out in nature. So yeah, that's excellent advice, Duncan. So with that, I got to end everything. Appreciate you stopping by, Duncan. I appreciate the advice. I appreciate the excellent advice. And I'll see everyone tomorrow for some burpees. Duncan, I'm looking forward to seeing what's next, what you have in store. Duncan says, if you get as prolific on Patreon, you will do well. Thanks. I'm going to do Instagram. I do an Instagram talk after this. Always feels a little more, feels different for some reason on Instagram. And I talk for about 10 minutes. So I'm going to head over there. Duncan says 20 minutes to 6 counts. Fast. Uh-oh. Looking forward to seeing this. I'm predicting big numbers. I need a break. It's been a while, maybe 3 weeks since I've done 6 counts. The edits HQ says hi. The edits, thank you for hi. I'm actually shutting down for the evening, but I do appreciate you stopping by. And I'm going to leave what I wrote, my blog post, in the description, if you're at all interested in what I was rambling on about this evening. So thank you. Thanks for stopping by. And everyone, take care. Duncan, I'm looking forward to seeing the 6 counts.